And good evening, baseball fans, and welcome out to Buffalo Wild Wings on a Sunday evening. Boy, it has just gotten to be, what did old Hank Jr. say? It's a family tradition, huh? This is just a lot of fun to be out here on Sunday evenings at Buffalo Wild Wings. And Coach, it's been a heck of a season, and we've just about got this one in the books, getting ready for that third part of the season, which is the playoff run.
Went by fast. I had a couple parents yesterday tell me, Coach, I'm sad. We're at the end, man, and where did it go?
Yeah, and look, it's at a point, and we talked to one of the parents off air a little bit earlier, and everything is still right in front of where you want to be. The positioning is there to make a deep run. When we talked way back in February about the playoff season and about that and not wanting to get ahead of where you were at in the year, but there are some big teams that aren't going to be in the playoffs, that are going to be sitting at home. It's as competitive a division as you'll find.
Oh, absolutely. We were talking about that last night. There's two or three teams they're fighting right now to even make the playoffs, and yep. It looks like a couple of them are going to be sitting at home at playoff time, and one of them's in our district, and we talked about that last night. We were like, man, Oak Hill's a quality opponent, and they gave everybody fits in the district. And right now they're sitting like 22-23.
Yeah, they're 22. They've got another one, Downsville, not in our district, but one of those that's always been competitive in there as well. Fairview sitting on the bubble at 20. It shocks you about all of these teams that it's a dogfight anywhere you're at.
Yeah, and tomorrow, it's going to come down to tomorrow. You know, it depends on what happens with who they played, if they win, lose, and all this stuff, and then depending on what head-to-head competition as far as, Fairview, I think every one of those three teams have games. I know Downsville goes to Airline, Oak Hill's got Negrete, and then you got Fairview. I want to say they have Reeve. So they're all playing big games, and again, whoever's on their schedule, I'm sure they're pulling for them.
Look, there's no doubt about it, because you start then counting other teams and looking around to see who else has games.
Yep, for sure. I mean, everybody's scoreboard watching right now. I didn't even realize there was a couple games today. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
wait.
so Buckeye went up to West Monroe.
Correct.
And so if you've had any one of those teams and had nothing to do with it, well, if you're West Monroe, they get to win 2-1, and what a ball game that was.
Correct.
Then now that starts to affect things.
Yeah, there's a whole we're scoreboard watching. Everybody be scoreboard watching from 3 o'clock on tomorrow. And I see some teams have double headers, and and then there's these teams that try to postpone, which I'm not a big fan of. I think if it's on the schedule, you play it.
So the end of the regular season is tomorrow for baseball and Tuesday for softball?
Correct.
Okay. But the brackets won't come out until Wednesday on both accounts, or will you start seeing baseball brackets on Tuesday?
Doug, I ain't even looked that far ahead because I'm one day at a time.
But tomorrow. That's
correct.
Not that far ahead.
I know, okay. But I'm saying I'm worried about our game.
Right.
But as far as the bracket, I'm just assuming Tuesday. The power rankings, you can dispute stuff the next day.
Right.
So we'll just kind of see what it is.
Where you're sitting at, you're about a point away above and beyond. So I don't see a lot of movement in where you're at. It looks like, based on what I see, is you're going to be firmly around 10.
Correct. That's what we're thinking.
Right. And so, but what happens is now what's above you, what's below you, and those things moving around. So if it shifts down, it may not be your game move. You're not jumping 9, but 9, 10, 11 could adjust down to 10, 11, 12.
Correct. Correct. Yeah, that's what we saw last night. And, we just want to play better, and, that's our main focus right now. And probably give a couple days off, let these guys heal up a little bit, and and start focusing on some different things that we need to focus on.
Yeah, because you guys will, by the time that game tomorrow with Grant is in the books, you guys will have played your allotted 34 games for the year.
Correct.
That's a bunch of games.
It is, and we feel like we needed to play them. We talked about this a few weeks ago. Our guys need reps.
Right.
We've got some guys with not a lot of varsity reps. We just need them. We need those guys at the bottom of the order to get these varsity reps. You can't practice live reps, and nothing's better than that, and that's kind of why we like doing it.
What do you think? The process that you've always had is you want to maximize the reps and get a lot of the games in, or go all the way back to what my memory is of it, of 16, 17, 15, 16, 17, 18, in those years in there. it's always been to play the maximum amount of games. Then you see some teams that play about 22, 23 games in a season on there. So what do you think the difference in thought process is there?
Well, I think basketball has a little bit to do with some of that, and then I think that some teams probably, again, small schools, I hear this every now and then, we don't have the pitching, or, the way they scheduled, some of them schedule, they get out of the basketball season, like Claiborne Christian. In the past, they've always started in March.
Right.
They've kind of gotten away from February. Some teams do that. I think it's a little bit of everything, honestly. For us, again, we just like playing. And, again, you can't summer and next year, getting these guys who are first-year varsity guys, getting them 34 games under the belt going into next year is huge.
And we firmly believe that as well. And you turn around and look at your high school careers, you're guaranteed just 4 years, 3 years of playing some varsity action. Some schools, smaller schools, will play a little bit more. And so, they're a part of it. And we talked about the whole travel ball side of it as well. But playing for your school, I mean, you ask those kids that are gone from here what they miss most, and it's lacing them up and getting out on the field to play.
Oh, they talk about it all the time. I mean, Cody Davis, he recently reached out to some of the guys, and I talked to his dad. Man, they miss it.
Yep.
I mean, it's different for the mom and dads. I mean, they're used to being at the ballpark, and and your kid's going out of the house, and now that's an empty house. They talk about that a lot too, and those boys, they always tell them, you better enjoy it while you can, because it's gone in a blink of an eye.
Well, look, we did some senior night stuff over at Ash the other night, and that's when they were asking, they gave a questionnaire out to all of the senior boys, and they're asking, what advice would you give to the younger players? Enjoy the time that you've got. Don't rush it. Don't hurry to be a sophomore if you're a freshman. Don't hurry to be a junior. Don't rush things. Take it what it is and just enjoy from there.
Absolutely, man. I mean, that's great advice. I mean, and you hear them say that a lot. I mean, because I think you always see those seniors are like, oh, I'm so excited to be a senior. But then when it gets like April, May, like this is really almost over.
Yeah. Look, then the senior night trip and the senior trip is over with, and you're sitting around, uh-oh. I got to get to work now or get to school. I got to do something that pays my bills. Like one of the great followers of Grace baseball, Keith Stokes, has always told us, life changes when you get your own mailbox.
Absolutely.
Life is a lot different when you're on your own. Take advantage of the time that you have and enjoy it, because you look at anybody and they're reliving their high school days on there.
For sure. 100%.
Coach, we'll take a look at last week. Give me some candidates for our BU Designs Player of the Week from last week. You guys had a number of games in there. Give me 2 or 3 that really stood out for you.
Yeah, Cooper Courtright stood out for us. I mean, he had a really good week. He actually had 2 doubles yesterday at Barb. He threw lights out. We didn't support him in the middle innings there. I think if we support him, we're 0-0 going into the 4th inning. I was really proud of him, the way he competed. We gave him a spot start, and usually he's our closer, but he did really well. He was good at the plate as well, and stolen bases. He just did it all this week. And then we had Brady McDaniel, who had a really, really good outing against Negrete. Negrete is so underrated. They're better than their record, and we knew that coming in. We told the kids, they beat Stanley, they beat Florine. You better watch out for him. And he gave us a great outing, had 12 strikeouts. And then Talon Epinet had some big hits against Barb. He had 2 hits against those guys, and yesterday he had 2 more hits, and he's really getting at the plate, getting hot at the right time.
So big games from Talon, from Brady, and from Cooper.
Yep.
Nice. Look, I'm going to tell you, the most improvement that I've seen out of all of those 3 players are the interview skills of Coop, because he's turned into one that it's nice to sit and interview with him, because he's starting to get the flow of what we want, and he's always right to the point. So that's certainly an improvement on him as well.
For sure.
All right, we're going to take our first break. Don't forget, you have a lot of time to come down here. They've got some new things on the menu out here. Coach, I know you've onion rings guy, but the Parmesan, the chicken Parmesan sandwich, That's recommended. I would certainly try that.
Well,
if
I
you
did
come
something
out here.
different last week. Street tacos.
How was that?
Very good. I'm really in the mood for that again.
And so you think Buffalo Wild Wings, you don't think street tacos. What gives? What made it? I mean,
my wife is all. She's the one who had that. I tried it. I wanted it.
Look, that's any answer. Guys that are getting married or are married, that's the way to say it. Anything good that you talk about, credit your wife with it. That's a way to a long-lasting, happy marriage on there. We're going to step away. When we come back, we'll talk to our 3 finalists for the Player of the Week. We'll do all of that. Still got time, like I said, to make it out to Buffalo Wild Wings on a Sunday night. Come out and join us. It is the Warrior Roundup with head coach Josh Brown right here on 446 Sports.
Eye Associates, right now is the best time to have your cataracts removed. A new year means a new deductible. So if you're just not seeing as well as you used to, schedule your cataract evaluation today. It's fully covered by all medical insurances, including Medicare. You never need a referral at Wallace Eye Associates, and our method of next-generation cataract care is the most affordable in the state. There's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
In Central Louisiana, you might see me at ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hall. Learn more about how Farm Bureau insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investment. Real service, real people. Farm Bureau Insurance.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier. Transactions are getting safer. And you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use. Anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Central Louisiana. This is your home for live sports action. From the field to the court, 446 Sports delivers the games you love, expert commentary, and passionate coverage. Cheer for your favorite athletes and live the moments that define our spirit. Our sponsors are listening. Together, we bring you the best in local sports coverage. Join the 446 Sports family today. Watch, cheer, celebrate. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media. 446 Sports, where Central Louisiana comes to play.
We're back to Buffalo Wild Wings on a Sunday evening here in mid-April. And that means that the playoffs are right around the corner, Coach, and we've talked about that. And there we've got. So what happens is I tell Chuck what we're going to do in a segment, but it was about 10 seconds before we went to the segment. And so we welcome in Talon Ebnet and Cooper Courtright to join us on here. Guys, what's happening?
Nothing much.
See, I didn't hear Talon, I don't think. I may have gotten the two least speaking of the guys that are on here too. But Coop, I did tell a little bit earlier that one thing that's improved in your game this year has been your interview skills. So you're doing a lot better. I get more than just one word out of you.
Doug, Coop, yesterday, he came up to me and said, Coach, I want to be next year coach/player.
I'm still waiting for the 9 positions in one game, though.
Oh, yeah, man. See, that should have happened probably yesterday. I didn't.
What about tomorrow? There's a game tomorrow.
Yeah.
Coop, are you down for it tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got to talk our way. The idea that we've got behind here is that we want Cooper to play all 9 positions in one game. So you got to think your way through that. You probably ought to start catching so you don't have to put the gear on later. Sorry, Braden. It's one of those things. We'll start Braden on the mound. Let's put him on the. I know it's going downhill from there, but you get that way when you come out of the gear, you're able just to pitch, and then defensively you can move around and do what you need to in the position. So, Coach, what do you think about that idea?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We might can do that.
That's the least committal.
We even got tune-up games, so we'll figure it out.
Regular season games, or it don't count. No stats count in those tune-up games.
We should have did that with Barb, right? Yeah, we were close. We could have did that with Barb. I think he played. How many positions you play that day?
3.
Okay. Yeah.
That's not close. That's not close.
Well,
look, that's what. Okay, so here's the idea. You're going to start behind the dish, all right? Even if it's just for an inning. It's okay, we'll do that. Come in the second and pitch that one. You may not want to pitch that one because you don't want to mess up all of your pitching that's on there. But you can knock out 2 or 3 positions in one inning. Left, right, center, moving around the infield. You can do all of that with a free substitution. There's no issues with that. So
we could probably do that. Yeah, catcher would probably be the most challenging, but yeah, we could probably do that.
Yeah, because you don't want him after all of this is over to come in and get into the gear and then come get out of it after that. So we got to start him at least for a batter or 2 at home, so behind the dish.
How's that sound, Coop?
It sounds all right.
There you go. It should have been a home game where we could got it, but I'll take it anyway. We'll just have to have somebody out there that documents it. So there you go. We'll work on that. But I heard you had a big game against Barb. Had a couple of doubles in that one.
No, he
when did he have? You told me he had a couple of doubles.
He had for the week. All
right.
He actually had three doubles for the week, 3 base on balls against Glenmore. Walked every time him and Canyon. Pitched around those guys. 4 stolen bases. He had 4 RBIs yesterday. And he pitched really good against Barb. He was, I want to say, the first 2 innings pitched against 7 guys, got 6 outs. Got into the 3rd inning. We probably should have backed him up. We should have been out of the inning 0-0.
Right.
We get a ground ball. We kick that one, and then we got a fly ball in right field. We got to make the catch. He was outstanding. Coach Glenn said, Coach, man, your guy who started the game was impressive today. You know, he had good command of the changeup. And also, you know, one thing Glenn said, he said, you guys are always going to come up here and compete. And we were excited to hear him say that. And you know, again, if we don't kick it a little bit, the guy's in the game in the 4th inning, and who knows what's happening. I'm just saying.
Well, there you have it. So it was Talon then that had a couple of doubles.
Yeah. Talon had 2 hits against Barb. I don't know if he had a double. I think misunderstood. So he had 2 hits in against Barb.
Gotcha.
But he had a big week. I mean, I think he had a total of 5-6 hits this week, 5 RBIs yesterday in that game. He's getting hot at the right time.
What do the Barb games do for you as it gets you ready? Knowing you've got Grant tomorrow, but the playoffs are right around the corner. So you face a team like Barb that is easily as good as anybody you'll see in the playoffs on there. So what do you take out of that game?
I take like the pitching from that game because their pitching was really good for that game.
Yeah, they're definitely solid. Coop, how about you?
I mean, you just show up every day and just prepare for the playoffs, play like it's your last game.
You have to do that, especially now more than ever. As you look back on the season, let me something from each of you that you think you've picked up in your game, something you've grown on.
I think my hitting has grown.
Okay. Coop?
Throwing a splitter. Only started like halfway through the year.
How's that working out?
It's all right.
Is it? Yeah. Once you get that pitch, that's difficult to difficult to hit. So, you know, all season long, Coach, we've awarded, and we're not going to have the awkward scenario we had last week with Logan and Maddox, because I still can't get that out of my head about telling each one why the other one. So, Coach, you make a case for each of them for our BU Designs Player of the Week this week.
Yeah, I mean, again, Cooper, you know, every week this year has just gotten better. He's a great leader. I love the way he played this week. Again, I thought he finished on a positive note yesterday for the week. But the one thing I'll take, you know, his patience at the leadoff role. We've moved him in there, and seeing a 42 back in that leadoff role is very familiar. But he's starting to like it, and we're excited about it because he really is hitting the ball well up at the top, and he's just done well. But this week, man, he had a great week pitching and offensively, and you know, we're excited. I mean, again, yesterday he had 4 RBIs. Like I said, Barb, 3 innings pitched, 2 innings of scoreless ball. You know, just a great week by him and patience against Lemoore. And then we had Talon, 2 hits against Barb. He had 2 hits yesterday. He had a total of 5 RBIs this week, just doing it all, and played a really good center field. The kid from Barb who's committed to LSU, I think he hit one pretty far out there, and he made a great play on it as well in center field. So, you know, he had a great week as well. Both these kids were tremendous this week.
Well, you and I have talked about it before we went on the air, of course, and kind of had it figured out there. But our final week Player of the Week is none other than Cooper Courtwright. So, Coop, congratulations. I love it's the excitement that really does it. How about one of these? Hey, look, I mean, they're cheering. How about a little of this? Woo! Okay, we'll take that. That's what I got out of that. Is that focus? Is what that is? That look? Is that just focus?
I don't know. It's just my look.
That's just his look. There you have it, Coach. It's watching them go. It has been great. That entire family has been wonderful to watch. We made a comment. You came up and did the Anacoco Grace Christian softball game with us, and there was a familiar number 42 out patrolling in the outfield there. And I don't know if it was you or me that made the comment that was the best outfielder to wear 42 that's come through. I'm not certain of it, but another one that cares. What's behind the number 42? Why that number?
I don't know. Both my brothers picked it, so I just kept
you
with
went
it.
with it too. There's got to be. I mean, and maybe I need to ask Jess, I don't know, or Nicole, what is there something behind the number, or is it just that, well, that's what my brother wore?
It's just what my brother wore.
Okay, well, we'll take that. We'll take that then. Let me see. Chuck's telling me something. Oh, no, he's taking a pic. All right. You confused me in there. Guys, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk a little more baseball. We've got a big couple of weeks coming up as the playoffs roll around. Guys, we're looking forward to that big game tomorrow night against Grant. In all 9 positions, we get catcher first. When does he come in and pitch?
Tomorrow would be out of the pen for sure.
Okay, well, it's going to have to if he starts at catcher, because if he could start at pitcher and catcher, I'd be thoroughly impressed with it. So just to put that on record so everybody knows, Coop is going to play all 9 spots tomorrow night. What do you do with B. Wells to start the game?
First base.
There you go. Why not? Put him at, look, it's going to be a lot of fun in this one tomorrow night, guys. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Warrior Roundup with Coach Josh Brown on 446 Sports.
Check out some of our recent work at the Panthers Stadium. In addition to custom signs and banners, we also handle custom trophies, custom awards, custom vehicle wraps, and more. Give us a call. We handle projects large and small.
Firehouse Subs just partnered with Hot Ones to create 2 new hook and ladder subs.
One with pickles marinated in last dab Reaper sauce to test yourself.
And a milder one with crispy garlic chips if tests aren't really your thing.
Find out how hot you like it for a limited time at Firehouse Subs.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
To Buffalo Wild Wings on a Sunday evening, halfway home here in the Warrior Roundup with head coach Josh Brown. And congratulations out to Cooper Courtright, our BU Designs Player of the Week. So congratulations on a great week from him. Great crowd that is making it out here in what is the finale for the show for this season. That's what's really hard to believe, is that we've made it all the way through, and once the playoffs roll around, Coach, with Easter in there, that puts us out of whack on it. But we went from two that may not talk as much to, well, Braden. So there's no doubt about this. And we've got Pierre with us too tonight, Coach. I don't think he's been on the team. Introduce Pierre for us.
Pierre Lemoyne. He's an outfielder, DH for us. We call him Gosson, Pierre Gosson.
Oh, the old wide receiver for the Colts back in the days.
Yep.
That's correct.
That's him.
See? So there you go. So and we've seen him run a lot as well. We've seen him do some running. Is that right?
He's done some running, yeah, until he pulled that hamstring for a little bit, and then that held him out a little bit. But he's been back. He's been pitch hitting, playing a little bit, and off the bench. But
well, Pierre, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you. There you go. So what's your experience like as on your campaign with them this year? What's it been like this year on the team?
Pretty fun. Learning new things.
There you go. What do you think the one thing that you've increased in your game this year?
Probably a lot of fielding, and that's mostly what
mostly has been the fielding side of it?
Yes, sir.
Braden, you had a couple of stories about young Pierre there too. Tell me, with you not being the young guy anymore, Braden, it's you get to share stories about some of the others. So let's have a couple on Pierre.
Oh, Pierre's a silly guy.
And this is coming from Braden Wells, mind you. So go ahead.
Pierre's goofy, man. We were at Barb, and he has this clueless stare sometimes, and I really wonder if he's truly there. And I said, Pierre, what color socks you have on right now? And we were in our black pins.
Right.
And, I expect him to answer right away.
You're supposed to know that that's part of the uni.
Well, he goes, looks at his foot, black. And he's fun. He's fun to have on the team. He's goofy.
Look, you see a lot of the younger guys that are playing too. What do you see out of that young group?
Oh, they're all hard working. They're staying after practice. They're putting in the time at practice. They're all growing, and it's going to be good in the next few years.
Pierre, when you see the work that these older guys put in, you've got two solid seniors in Canyon and Maddox. What does that make you say? You know what? We've got to do this. We've got to strive to do this.
It just makes me want to be better, motivates me.
What do you do to make sure you know what color socks you have on?
Nothing much.
I see where I've got to get my line of questioning on here, Coach. This is great. All right, when you come to Buffalo Wild Wings for dinner, you wings or burger?
Wings.
What's your favorite? See, now we're talking. What's your favorite flavor of the wings?
I don't really know.
He wanted to challenge Braden tonight. Somebody told me they wanted to do the challenge against each other.
Are you a blazing wing
These
challenge
two guys
guy?
were talking about that last night.
Let's do it.
There's no fear indeed. They had a guy last week while the show was going on that couldn't get through wing number 1.
That'd be me.
And it was just, well, then you can't do the challenge if you're just going to do one.
Look, I can do the fat burger, big burger.
Right.
And I can do sour. I cannot do spicy.
Well, then you don't need to do the blazing wing. Brett hasn't been back here since the night that he did it. I don't know if you saw that when he was here.
Yeah, I was here. I don't think I blame him.
4 minutes and 18 seconds, 4 minutes, 28 seconds.
It was impressive.
He did all 10 of them that night. And I don't know that I could eat 10 regular wings in 4 minutes. Just if there's nothing on them, I don't think that I could do that. So wings over burgers, huh?
Yes,
all right.
sir.
What's your favorite college team? Let's go and look at some of those. We'll do this rapid fire.
LSU.
LSU, there you go. That's a good answer on there. If you had a hero, if there's somebody in the bigs that you like to watch, who's that guy?
I don't really watch that stuff.
That stuff is baseball.
I don't really watch
MLB.
Pierre, you're done.
He's a college guy.
Yankees or Red Sox?
Yankees.
All right,
That's a terrible answer.
You can stay.
That's an awful answer.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, that is probably one of the best answers.
That is the worst answer I've ever heard on this show ever.
Braden Wells, I will mute you in no time.
I hate the Yankees.
You will be out of here. Who's your favorite team?
Me?
Yeah,
College?
Yeah,
LSU.
No, LSU. I know. Okay, baseball. Yankees, Red Sox.
Atlanta Braves.
Why?
Chop, baby, chop.
That makes no sense. So the
That has to
generation,
make sense.
you grew up force-fed on this, and this is going to hurt feelings around here. But folks grow up liking the Braves and the Cubs because they had to. Because that's the only two channels you got. WGN and TBS. Back in the day, you didn't have 50,000 channels on your phone where you could watch anybody you wanted to, and folks had to watch the Braves or the Cubs.
Well, I grew up watching Greg Maddux paint the corners. Dad showed me videos over and over again, so.
I stand corrected. I'll take that. Yes, if you bring Greg Maddux up and paint the corners, I'm okay with that. Does that make you a better catcher, seeing stuff like that?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. What does it do when one of your guys, you're like, look, I'm calling the corner and they're missing to the inside? What are you out there telling them?
I can't repeat it. I want to hurt them. That's all I got to say.
There you go. So we've talked to Coach Brown in that last segment. I don't know how much of it you heard, but we're trying to get Coop to play all 9 positions tomorrow night. All right.
I'm down for it.
Well, that means he's got to start the game at catcher because you get your gear and all of this stuff. So I'm not saying you're starting on the heel, but you might be starting at one of the other spots. So don't go in there and do the band stretches or anything like that.
Hey, I played first base in JV yesterday. First time since T-ball, baby.
That's what he mentioned on there. I was catcher in T-ball. I don't know what that meant. That's why I didn't play for a career. But
what if we do this? Me and Cooper both play 9 positions.
Can you pitch?
I pitched yesterday. I'm
you?
good to go.
You pitched and played first base yesterday?
Give me one batter. I'll get you a strikeout.
Yeah. Well, now, there's been one player that's done it before, but I don't think 2 ever. Coach, what's the chances of that happening?
Those would probably be 2 guys I could see doing it, but...
and you heard it here first.
I don't know,
on the Pelican Sports Report.
Yes, Braden, man,
well, that's just, you're not giving my guy confidence over there.
I'm saying, they hadn't filled many ground balls this year,
Oh, it ain't. We can pick it up, Coach. Just let me get out there and warm up.
So, in the inning while he's not catching, okay?
We'll go off to the side.
You can
hit
go
me
out there. No, I mean, you can make your way around some of the different positions because it's free substitution out there. And then we'll get you to come in and close it out at the end of the game if there's a big lead.
I like it. Let's do it.
But book it, Coach. Look, we can do your lineup right now, Coach. Pierre's, yes. We'll get the consensus out of all of our guys out here too. But I think, Coach, there you go.
We'll see. Let me sleep on it tonight.
4 words. What could go wrong? Look, I know.
Depends on where other people might be.
That's right. Plenty of it. Braden, it's been a great year. You guys have the playoffs, another run to get down to Sulphur ahead of you. What do you have to accomplish tomorrow night in that game that propels you in there? Not a win, not a loss, not any of that. But what do you have to do to say, okay, we're ready to go take on Class B?
I think we need to show up locked in for sure. We need to take better ABs. We struggled at the plate a little bit this week, and defense, we just need to make the simple plays. Come in with a lot of energy.
Have you noticed that the energy's been down at times? Has it not been that full tilt energy the whole time?
Well, I mean, there's been times where we've lacked it. You go back, Ouachita Parish, New Iberia, we had so much energy and we competed throughout those games. And I mean, the energy was there for the first part of the week, I think, and then it kind of died down. But I mean, it comes and goes. But it needs to be there every night.
It can't it can't come and go.
Right.
It's not a switch. It's got to be on full bore the entire time in these games. And that's what separates a really good season from one of these seasons, where you get that ring, is that you don't turn it off at all. And so I look forward to a big game on there from you guys tomorrow night that does propel you into it. Looks like you're sitting about 10. So does that give you a bye in the first round? Yeah, because 13 through 20 will play, and then you'll start making your way around on that. Pierre, what do you look for to grow your game over the next few years? You're early on in this thing.
Just get better.
You'll get an opportunity to do that in June when he'll play about 87 games. It might not be 87, but it's going to be a bundle of them. But if you take one thing out of this night, this year, anytime you get that question again, Yankees or Red Sox, your instant answer is Yankees.
The answer is Red Sox.
Then
or Atlanta Braves. Those are only two answers.
All right.
Don't confuse.
But hey, you know what? He didn't say the Houston Astros, and that's what I like.
Do they still play baseball there? I didn't know they still played baseball in Houston.
I think to me, that's what a lot of people say is the Astros or Rangers to me in Louisiana.
Well, it's because they're close.
Yeah.
You get it. And way back in the day, you could get the Astros games on the radio. That's that thing in your car that you actually dial in.
Right. Unless you're Coach Campbell, you pick the Florida Marlins, which I still can't understand that one.
Does he realize they're Miami now, not Florida?
Yeah, Miami Marlins.
But he's the only one. He's the only one in fantasy football that picked several guys that were retired because we told him they were good picks while he was out cooking. But that's all.
Hold on, I got a story about that one.
Coach Campbell's story?
Yes.
Let's have it.
They did their draft at Sweetjoy this year, and Dad joined their league. And Campbell had to do it virtually, him and his wife or somewhere, who knows. And Campbell would tell me his pick, and I forget who it was. He said somebody retired, and I'm like, Campbell, he's not in the league anymore. And he's like, oh, crap. And he's like scrambling 10 seconds to pick.
That seems very familiar. He was cooking this one time, and he'd come back in and say, it's your time. Why don't you get this guy? And that guy had been out of the league 2 or 3 years. Yeah, I think he drafted Nolan Ryan one time a couple of years ago. But anyway, that's a whole different story. Looking forward to a big one, guys. Thanks for stopping by, without a doubt. Pierre, look forward to talking to you a lot more throughout the years. Guys, we'll be back. This is the Warrior Roundup with head coach Josh Brown. You're watching it live from Buffalo Wild Wings on 446 Sports.
Firehouse Subs just partnered with Hot Ones to create 2 new hook and ladder subs.
One with pickles marinated in Last Dab Reaper sauce to test yourself.
And a milder one with crispy garlic chips if tests aren't really your thing.
Find out how hot you like it for a limited time at Firehouse Subs.
Central Louisiana. This is your home for live sports action. From the field to the court, 446 Sports delivers the games you love with expert commentary and passionate coverage. Cheer for your favorite athletes and relive the moments that define our community spirit. Our sponsors keep us in the game. Together, we bring you the best in local sports coverage. Join the 446 Sports family today. Watch, cheer, celebrate. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media. 446 Sports, where Central Louisiana comes to play.
And we're back, final half hour of the Warrior Roundup, and thought it would be a perfect time as it's the final show of the season on here too, that a couple of guys that we've talked to a lot through the years that they've been around here. Big Time Canyon Wright and Maddox Adderley's join us, and two guys that where their time will wrap up here probably mid-May, I think, the 17th or so of May. You see what I did there. But their college careers will be intertwined as they have both committed to go to National Park College in Arkansas, not in Missouri, not to be confused there.
Yes,
so you see how I learn as I go on there. But I want to take this opportunity, and it's not going to be awkward like it was last week with Logan when he was up here, because that got creepy quick. But this last segment's about you guys and your time here at Grace and your time at baseball, and what you took out of this past couple of weeks that's going to fuel you to a run. So Maddox, we'll start with you, but and Dad too is coming in. And I understand you're going to hit a lot over the weekend. But look back on your career here at Grace, some of the games, some of the seasons, and where you're at.
I'm really grateful for the opportunity I had to come here and play baseball. I made great memories, met a bunch of good people, and getting to play the game I love.
What do you think you've gotten better at since you've been here?
Definitely pitching. Right. I think it's a strong one. Leadership, emotional stability, like being strong in the game, and overall just being a better player.
What do you take to the next level that says, I'm going to make a difference at National Park College when I go?
I'm going to take my leadership skills there, hope to be a good influence for everybody around me. I'm a positive energy.
Right, there you go. Ken, you want to ask you a couple of the same questions too.
Yes, sir.
Look back on your time here, because we've been talking to you, it seems like, since you were in 7th or 8th grade. You're
Yes,
about
sir.
a 6-year senior, and just love it. I still have the pair of red shades too.
Yes, sir.
I keep that in the car with me on there. But what do you take out of your time here at Grace Christian?
Just how blessed I've been to be able to be on a part of a team like this, and just all the things they've taught me.
What do you think, if you had to name one or two things that you've really improved on between that freshman year and now, what do you think that'd be?
Stepping up as a leader and probably pitching.
Right. All right. And what do you look to take to the next level at National Park when you and Maddox go up there and bring a little taste of Grace Christian with you?
What are you doing, Maddox?
I'm waiting for you to answer the question.
Just
though.
being Maddox. Yeah, that's all.
Definitely, like Maddox said, the leadership skills.
Couple of memories that you have. I want one from a game, one of those games that sticks out in your mind, and one Coach Brown memory.
Man.
So, yeah, these are.
Does it have to be wait, hold up.
And we can go to Canyon first if you want to. I don't know, Canyon looks like he's prepared.
During a game, definitely walking off against CDUA. My freshman year, I believe.
I remember that one. That one, it's singing in my ears. It's ringing a little bit. It sounded like there. I remember that one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, and I think that's where the big time came from. That
Yes,
was
sir.
that certainly showed it. There wasn't any. So, okay, so your favorite Coach Brown story, and now we've already seen the video, so it can't be the video that was on there anymore. We've already had that. Did you see that part of the
Yes,
show?
sir.
Yeah, that's just I can't unsee that now.
Yes, sir. It'd probably be after every home win we had. It'd be Coach Brown doing a gritty.
Why does it always revolve around dancing with you, Coach? I don't understand that.
That's something the guys we were doing. We hadn't done much gritties this year, with this group, but we've done a few of those in the past. That's something that we want to get the kids hyped. They like it. Have a little fun with it, man.
Look, so here's what I like to see. In between the doubleheader games yesterday, I did a Menard softball doubleheader, okay? And they had the Cupid Shuffle and some other line dance going on out there, and the coach got out there with them. So can we get maybe a Cupid Shuffle on the field and you get in there with them, Coach, and y'all all...
Why not?
Why not? See, there you go. Now, questions back over to you.
I think my favorite memory is probably my second varsity start pitching, shutout against St. Ed's. And my favorite Coach Brown memory, my memory is very vague. It's probably some of him dancing, like Canyon said.
Well, Coach, let me ask you this, too. Take back a couple of things that you said. You know what? If I could take this out of one of these two seniors and put it in these kids that are coming up, this is what I want to be. This is what I want to do.
Yeah, I'll start with Canyon. His work ethic, putting in the time when everybody leaves or him going to the cage extra on his own, those kind of things, and just working out. He does a lot of it. I want to see these guys do that as well because, if I had one thing to pick, that'd be the number one thing because I think that's the reason the player he is today.
There's a lot going on over here with you. What do you guys get? Is this one of those when your teacher stops the class and says, hey, you want to share that with all of us?
Oh, no, he just said working out, so we just started imitating some workouts.
Never a dull moment.
Never a dull moment. But, yeah, that would be my number one thing with Canyon. He really put in the time hitting, and it shows. And he recently, and I don't even know if he knows this, but he just broke the RBI record for all-time RBIs at Grace Christian.
How about that? The all-time career record for RBI.
234.
Record holder. Yeah, how about
broke
that?
Cody Allen's record of 231.
My goodness. Yeah, and is the career home run leader?
Correct.
Where does he sit at?
29.
29 home runs. And, that followed up that big year that Harrison had when he had, 20 of them in one season. Yeah. And then Jimmy had eclipsed that.
Correct.
Is that right? So there you go. So two great records.
Yeah, for sure. And then Maddox, Maddox is one of those guys gets up at 4 a.m. to go lift weights a lot. So, not a lot of guys are going to do that before school.
Right. No.
I'm just saying, they're sleeping and waiting to get up at 6 o'clock to go to school. But
a lot of them rolling in when the bell rings.
Absolutely. So, him in the weight room, and just the growth from him from when we got him to now, that would be definitely something that I think all the players see that. So, two great leaders, and we hope to spend, like you said, we'll hope to spend some time and play till May 17th. We're hoping that happens.
There you go. All right, some non-baseball stuff. Let's just get to know you guys a little bit better. You come here to Buffalo Wild Wings, and you guys have been mainstays on the show for several years. What's your favorite meal that's here?
Definitely the boneless wings, man. It's Buffalo.
There you go. Just straight Buffalo, just like they are?
Yes, sir.
All right. And Canyon, how about you?
I don't usually get anything here, but mozzarella sticks.
So mozzarella sticks is what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there we go. We'll take that. Look, one of the great memories is, though, these eating contests and those things that we've done through the past there. That's all been a lot of fun.
Fat Burger Canyon. That was a great night when we had the, what was it, him and Campbell?
Yes, thank you. And so if you remember that one, that was a night that, Canyon, I think you won that pretty quick, didn't you?
Me and Wells were up there.
Yeah, that's what I thought. The one I remember the most was Coach Brown and Coach Campbell.
Yes, sir.
And Coach Campbell just methodically just eats that, and Coach Brown.
Hurting.
It was a struggle for him without a doubt. Guys, it's been a pleasure having you guys on the show. Looking forward to a lot more through the rest of the season and certainly your career. But I didn't want tonight the lights to fade without bringing you back up here and just attesting to what an ambassador you've been for the program. You certainly are for the city, and it's our pleasure to have introduced the world to Canyon Wright and Maddox Adderley. So from guys from 446, thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you.
There you go. Going to take our final break. When we come back, we'll look ahead to what's going on tomorrow night and then upcoming in the playoffs when the brackets release. Don't go anywhere. We're back in the final countdown here on the Warrior Roundup with head coach John.
Associates, right now is the best time to have your cataracts removed. A new year means a new deductible. So if you're just not seeing as well as you used to, schedule your cataract evaluation today. It's fully covered by all medical insurances, including Medicare. You never need a referral at Wallace Eye Associates, and our method of next-generation cataract care is the most affordable in the state. There's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
In Central Louisiana, you might see me at ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hall. Learn more about how Farm Bureau insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hall at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investment. Real service, real people. Farm Bureau Insurance.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier. Transactions are getting safer. And you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use. Anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Central Louisiana. This is your home for live sports action. From the field to the court, 446 Sports delivers the games you love with expert commentary and passionate coverage. Cheer for your favorite athletes and live the moments that define our community spirit. Our sponsors keep us in the game. Together, we bring you the best in local sports coverage. Join the 446 Sports family today. Watch, cheer, celebrate. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media. 446 Sports, where Central Louisiana comes to play.
People in.
Yes. Look, that's the beauty of that. Yeah, absolutely. So whatever you said here on that, absolutely, yes, and I heard it. Yes, I'm in. That's a definite thing. We'll do all of that when we get a little further along in it, without a doubt. Coach, brackets come out this week. I know it'll be back. They'll be out Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on the. And you said there may be some things submitted that we've seen a few things change. What goes into between midnight on Monday night and the bracket release?
I think that just people, if they see something they want to contest that might be different in the PowerPoints that they have a chance to submit that to the LHSA, and then they go look at it and whatnot. So you have an opportunity to do that. But I've always seen a few things change in that. You know, sometimes it might be out-of-state teams that somebody plays that might be tweaked a little bit, or you might. I think we picked up one thing earlier this year that we saw the Westlake game. We were short 2 points,
right?
Which was kind of odd, but all that got fixed. So
we don't see it as much in baseball as we do in football, but there have been some forfeitures and different things that really throw
Correct.
those things into chaos. Saw it last year, a team, and then they were getting into court, and then it didn't, and then this team then went on to the next round as well without there. But I don't expect to see any of that in baseball this year. Do you have any?
Yeah, I don't think so. I know there's been a few forfeits, but again, you don't want to forfeit twice because you're done for 2 years. So
are you really?
You are.
Did I not know that?
There's a couple schools that had not playing baseball this year
because they forfeited twice in a season.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah, so you don't want to do that. You know, Bolton last year had to forfeit the rest of their season because they did that and was done.
And that put them out this year as well?
Correct.
Goodness gracious. All right. So, so we'll look forward to that coming out, we think, Tuesday night. We know looks like you'll be on the road in the first round of it as the 10 that sets up there, but we'll have a bye in the first round, and that'll give you a good opportunity to get rested. You said that there may be a couple of tune-up games in there?
Yeah, we're going to play a tune-up for sure. We've talked to a couple of different teams right now, but they were all wanting to see where they finished up as.
Sure, absolutely.
And then we'll go from there. But we'll have an opportunity to rest up the rest of this week after tomorrow, and we definitely want to do that. That's the number one key that we're focusing on. And then we got some things we need to work on and kind of tweak and change. We haven't had an opportunity to do that because we've been playing a lot of ball.
Right. Well, good luck to you tomorrow night, and look for Cooper Courtright and Braden Wells to play all 9 positions tomorrow. Now, I'm working on that too. We'll see how that goes. But to all of our Warrior baseball fans that are out there and Coach Brown, it's been a tremendous time spending the season with you guys. To this crowd that has made out here, our senior parents that have been here, it's just been a blessing to be a part of all of this, Coach, and we thank you for opening up your team and your family to us another season.
Yeah, we appreciate it, man. Warrior Nation's been great this year.
Yes.
You know, I was really proud of them. They show up and they do it with class. I've been proud of this group.
Absolutely, guys. That's going to wrap it up for us. Congratulations to our BU Designs Player of the Week, Cooper Courtright. A great week, another great week for that young man. Congratulations to our seniors, Maddox Adelees and Canyon Wright, that after this is over, the next 2 or 3 weeks on there, finish up school and then make their way on to National Park College to continue a long storied line of your players, Coach, that have gone on to play at the next level.
Yep, excited, man. They're going to do good things there. I mean, I'm really excited. I told my wife we got a chance to make some trips up there to Hot Springs next year.
Look, it's good that you don't need a reason to go to Hot Springs just to go there. That's a good reason.
Correct.
Enough on there. Going to be a lot of fun. Guys, stay tuned. We will keep you updated when the brackets come out. Look for our reveal show that's going to be coming around as well. But for the Warrior Nation, for all of us at 446 Sports, it has been a tremendous season being out here at Buffalo Wild Wings. And we look forward to seeing you soon right back here. For Chuck Perkins and Nick Magnano, who's over there, Coach Josh Brown with us and all of the Warrior Nation, I am Doug Gann. God bless you all and good night.